It's still quite hard for me to understand people not operating on a level of thinking about karma and the energy that we are creating with our actions and what builds day to day with the karma, you know, lower or higher vibrational energy. Because it's evident in the energy in our actions of our reality and those around us as to what we are bringing towards us and the seeds that we're sowing in the world and the legacy and the imprint that we're leaving on this realm. I'm not saying everything needs to be put in perfect balance, because that's the continual aim and intention, is to be in balance, but it is hard. Especially when people are involved, and there's mostly always people involved, unless you hermit and live off grid, which at the minute I'm not in a position to. So what I find really interesting in wounded masculine at the minute, and this is not just targeting men, this is the wounded masculine energy that all of us 111 hold inside. Women as well, masculine, feminine energy. I'm meeting some women as well that are also imbalanced in their own feminine and masculine energy and holding a lot more masculine energy because of the protection that provides after being hurt so much and having to overcome so much and having to fight for life, fight to get to more harmonious circumstances. Because, as we know, not everybody is born into those loving environments, those privileged environments where running water and all of these things are taken for granted. But anyway, and should be a birth, I don't know, it should, is a birthright for all. It's just, you know, the powers that be hijack it from the lower classes. Not that I even like to use that word lower class, because in my head there's no division, but it's a way of referring to people that no, actually, I'll stop that. I'll say they've actually probably got more class than anybody that I've ever met, more dignity and honour. But anyway, this is tangenting a little bit off of the wounded masculine. There is a huge rise in feminine power right now, the feminine energy, the divine feminine. Again, in all of us, in men too. And so if we're not harnessing that, if we're too in the flow and we're not creating structure, if we're not embodying divine masculine traits, which I've shared before, there's loads of things online, I don't need to continue to sort of put my thoughts over here, because people know it by now, but is that there's always going to be cause and effect and consequence in action, and if we continue to act with ill intention or lie or put money as the first port of call, first importance, priority, where there is people involved and duty of care and community and a level of we need to look after the people. People like me, and this is not to toot my own trumpet, I've done conscious work, so I believe I see certain things that other people don't see, and they'll have their own gifts, that's fine, but I have the gift of observation. I have the gift of clairvoyance and foresight. And all of these abilities are available to us all, because once you've awoken one, you tend to awaken a lot of them. But it just has to be a constant, conscious, continual, consistent practice, like with anything. Again, like with the deprogramming. But these times, people don't realise, there's serious times we're living in. If you continue to be fake or pretend, there's someone here recently, and I didn't know that we were not on good terms, but totally ignored me, totally blanked, boom, as if I'm invisible, and it's not they must have not seen me. No, people that do not act in integrity, that only turn on the kindness and the love when there's an audience, is a fake personality, and they will not survive energetically in what is to come, because darkness can grip hold of lower vibrations, i.e. bitterness, resentment, jealousy, and you're inviting in energies that you don't want in your life, that we don't want in our lives. So until we continue the deprogramming from why do I feel that way towards that person, what do they until we have that practice of self-observation and awareness, and I don't mean overanalyze everything, intellectualize everything, no, words are boring. Sometimes they're beautiful in many ways, but also when we just can't get away from them, there's the trap there. But where there is, where things are done just for self-gain or image, the feminine energies right now are sweeping through false identities and false belief systems. The matriarchy, the rise of this like life force, this a lot there at the minute. There's just a lot. And I share my words because I had a few reality checks. I had a few slaps on the faces over the past months and years, and you do get them from time to time when I'm not saying being pompous or having an attitude or arrogance, but when you're not conscious, when you're not present, there's too much going on and you just don't really, you can get a wake-up call. We can get wake-up calls. And these times are not to be played about with, whether you're here and you just stalking or watching and don't actually care for the words I'm saying, whatever, but there's energy here, and anything that is not done, especially around me, people do not realise the level of spiritual protection that I have. 7-11 just gone by. They do not have daily what I've worked towards, what I've unlocked, the keys that I possess. And anybody who has gone to the trenches and awoken the fire and remembered the eternal flame, wisdom keepers, and have connected and honour and give thanks to the ancestors and pray daily. However we use these words, if you're wounded from what's gone on with Christianity in the Bible, that's not for me to judge. But prayer is just talking to who we believe in, who we have faith in, the highest, most powerful, intelligent creator energy right now. I'm here to walk with my truth in tow, and I'm not afraid to use my words, to vocalize. I trust with loving intention and grace, but again, things are not received that way because people don't like truth tellers. A lot of us have to give up the idea of having loads of friends and having a lovely, happy laugh around us all the time. I mean, I have that. I'm grateful in many ways because I have found quite a few other truth tellers, but bullshitters, anyone that comes up to me, steps to me with dishonourable intention or lies. I'm certainly not taking on anybody's karma now. I'm not getting involved in any energetic entanglements. I'll shut that down quick. We learn, and I can't say that I can see through everything because my default is I see the goodness in people before I see the shit. And unfortunately, I do get slaps with that back, where you act in kindness and love and people just take the piss. But people step to evolve women. People step to highly spiritual people, including men. If people step to high priests and high priestesses, emperors and empresses, gods and goddesses, with malice, I would not want to be them right now. I would not want to act in that lower vibrational energetic field. Just wouldn't. I would fear, and I mean, I don't know if I was going to say I would fear the consequence. I would be very, very mindful of how you treat people right now. What you are asking for in your life, what you are speaking into existence, rather than bringing all the victimhood and, you know, the external, like, no, it is on us. We create this. If you like, there's energies watching all the time. 10-10. If you lie, if you pretend, this year is going to be a very, very, very big lesson. I've got nothing else to say.